Hi everyone, my name's Carl and I'm the author and the illustrator of The Birds at the Bottom of the Garden and The Birds Down the Lane. Now these books are part of a series of books called The British Wildlife Tales, and I wrote them to encourage children like you to take an interest in what's alive and living outside your window. So I'm going to read this book to you now, so if you're sitting comfortably, pay attention and listen to what we have to say in The Birds Down the Lane. The little one smiles and wipes their mouth on a sleeve. "Thanks for the lunch, Daddy. Now can we leave?" The washing up's done. The plates put away. They head out the back gate. It's such a bright day. No need for a coat. There's no sign of rain. It's time for a walk with the birds down the lane. And there we go, look. The hedge is alive. It's a bush full of tweets. There's a roost of house sparrows down the lane where they meet. One bird flies out and over the top, back into the garden to eat till he pops. A brown and grey bird with a beard of black fluff. You'll see him and his friends roll around in the dust. And there's a house sparrow, look. As the family walks, something darts from the tree. Then one more shoots out, and another makes three. They jump between bushes. They're called long-tailed tits. A train of sweet birds, just like lollipop sticks. They have a black and brown back with pinkish white chests. And teeny tiny small things. Their long tail is the best. There is a long-tailed tit. My gorgeous. Daddy says, "Wait! Can you hear? What's that sound?" "Pink, pink," chirps a bird, and they all look around. Chaffinch appears with his steely grey hat. His chest is all pink, and his wife will be sat nearby in the trees with her feathers all brown. So he sings to her there, and then pecks food from the ground. There's Mr. Chaffinch. Around the next bend in the lane there's a tree, all covered in ivy with shiny green leaves. Nesting inside is a tiny brown bird whose powerful voice you will no doubt have heard. Right then Wren appears, but she zips through the air and then disappears quickly like she never was there. And there's Mrs. Wren. There's a big old pine tree down the lane near the church. A greenfinch lives there, and this tree is his perch. When his lady appears on the branch of the tree, he sings his best song with some chirps, then a whee. His feathers are green, from his beak to his toes. He flies up to the treetop to complete his grand show. There's our greenfinch, look. Can you see his green feathers? He's got a little yellow bit at the front of his wing, look. Can you see? Look out for that when you're out. Mummy shouts, "Two for joy!" when she sees a pair of magpies flying down from the trees. Black and white from afar, but then one comes near. The sun shines on her back and the colours appear. Blue and green on her tail, purple on her back, white on both sides, and her head is jet black. Look, the next time you see a bird like that, look out. They look black at first, but look at the colours. They've got lovely colours, haven't they? It's quite often more than one magpie at a time. Something pointy emerges from the chimney pot top. A jackdaw jumps out along the roof in 3 hops, with shiny black feathers and a silver grey neck. Her beady steel eyes search for something to peck. She heads down the tiles and jabs at the moss. She struts when she walks, just like she's the boss. And there's the jackdaw. It's quite a lot bigger than the other birds. Around the next bend, a loud noise drums the air. In the huge, tall birch tree, a bird is pecking there. With a black and white coat, a splash of bright red, a great spotted woodpecker bangs the tree with his head. The little one draws closer, but the bird climbs around to the back of the tree where he'll never be found. There's our woodpecker on our birch tree. Can you see the colour of the birch tree? Look, it's all white with dark patches on its bark. Ahead there's a verge, wide, grassy and green, where field voles and mice and weasels are seen. By a kestrel up high, above where she hovers. If she catches them here, they're in all sorts of bother. She'll eat them for dinner, or maybe for lunch, and then take what's left for her babies to munch. Look, there's a kestrel looking out for these. Look, there's the weasel. Whoops, can you see that? There's the weasel, and there's a vole. Back at the house, there's a bird smashing shells on the wall by the shed to the sound of church bells. The song thrush sings out the same song a few times. Then he changes his song and repeats these new lines. He's brown on his back and spotty on his tummy. He gulps down some snails. They're ever so yummy. Look, there we go. There's a song thrush and there are the snails. He's going to eat those. The little one walks in and Mummy closes the gate. They head through the kitchen. They're a tiny bit late. "What's that you're doing?" Daddy says as he looks. Little one replies, "I'm just checking my books to see if the colours of the birds are the same as the ones I've seen on the birds down the lane." There we go, look, checking his book. Now, you can help your mummies and daddies to take you outside. Sometimes it's quite hard to get parents outside. They're so busy doing stuff that keeps them inside. So pick up your toys and tidy your room, and then they will find there is much less to do. No more packing away, no more clearing the floors, and more time to go out in the great wild outdoors. Now then, here's how to watch for the birds down the lane. The first thing you need are two beady eyes. You'll use them to search through the trees and the skies. The next thing you'll see at need are your left and right ear. When the birds start to sing, these will help you to hear. Then a pen and a pad will help you take notes. And the last thing you'll need is a hat and a coat. And as with all my books, what I've done is I've put a little picture of the birds that were in the book with a question. Have you seen a house sparrow? And when you've seen a house sparrow, using the information you've learned in this book, what you can do is you can put a little tick in that box and mark all of the species, the different types of bird that you've seen when you've been outside. And you don't have to have a garden for any of these. You can go for a walk down the lane with your grown-ups, or go into the park, or even just look outside your window and some of these will fly past. I hope you enjoy looking for birds. Take care now, bye-bye.